Hey guys, what's up? It's Sam again. Told you guys I was going to be doing movies, music, and video game reviews, and thought that I would take this time to do a game that's been out for a couple of weeks. It's called Legends of Wrestlemania, made by THQ, the same people who do the wonderfully absurd SmackDown versus Raw games. I say absurd because they're one of the few games I have a whole lot of fun playing. Legends of Wrestlemania takes the SmackDown versus Raw format, kind of flips it on its head, in a matter of speaking. Completely changed control scheme, completely new look. It was designed more for the casual player as opposed to the hardcore player. It's designed for people who maybe played the old school WWF arcade games, WrestleMania Arcade, Royal Rumble, games like that. Took people that played those, and it's kind of trying to bring them back into the fold. Whereas the SmackDown games SmackDown vs. Raw games are more for modern wrestling fans, people like myself. Who want to have new rosters every year. It's our Madden. It's a wrestling fans' Madden. Legends of WrestleMania is exactly what it says in the title. It takes I'm thinking 25 or 30 plus superstars from WrestleManias 1 through 15. So anybody that had a high-profile match at 1 through 15, well, most everybody from 1 through 15 is included in the game. You have Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Dusty Rhodes, Stone Cold, The Rock. Some glaring omissions, though. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's not in the game. Why, THQ? Why? Jimmy Snuka is in it. Randy Savage isn't in it, for if you know anything about his feud with Vince McMahon. It's for obvious reasons. A lot of the actual action in the game takes place in these kind of quick, like, mini games, like just mashing mini games. In fact, they're called chain events, where you'll initiate a move with one button press, and then it'll on the screen it'll pop up a circle down at the bottom center, and an icon will float across, and you have to hit it in time. If you don't hit it in time, you miss the move, causing your opponent to gain momentum in the match. I wasn't particularly sure how it would work, but I've found that it works very well. I'm very impressed with how the controls handle. Running took a little getting used to for me. It's very much a double tap process. You double tap the B button if you're playing the Xbox 360 version. You double tap the B button, and you automatically start running away from your opponent, bounce off the ropes, hit him with a clothesline or whatever. Or you can double tap away from your opponent. Climbing the turnbuckle kind of works the same way. You go to the turnbuckle, you press towards the turnbuckle, you double tap B. It's all very one button. The only moves that require more than one button press are the finishers and the taunts. Finishers are A and X together when your tier is up at level 3. Finishers are also chain events, which there's some finishers that are 2-move chains. There are some finishers that are 3-move chains, such as the Rock Bottom and the Stone Cold Stunner. And then the taunts. There's 4 levels of taunts. Each level of taunting gives you a new power-up. There's a where you're faster. There's a regain health power-up. There's a distraction power-up. Going with the distractions, there's another cool feature in the game where it allows you to use your managers as a distraction in the game. If they don't get knocked off the apron, Um, there's 4 managers included in the game: Bobby Heenan, Mr. Fuji, there's a couple others that I can't really. Jimmy Hart. How could I forget Jimmy Hart? Mouth of the South. And there's another one that I can't really remember. Paul Bearer, Undertaker's manager, Paul Bearer. Another cool feature of this game, it allows you to import your SmackDown vs. Raw '09 save data. So several of the characters from that game transfer over to Legends of Wrestlemania. In the case of The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, who are already in Legends of Wrestlemania, it transfers them over, but it changes their name from Shawn Michaels to Shawn Michael SVR or Undertaker SVR. Movesets are a little different. They handle a little different. Like Shawn Michaels in SmackDown vs. Raw is a little slower than the Shawn Michaels in Legends of Wrestlemania. That is it's shown in this game quite a bit. Undertaker's the same way, a little slower in SmackDown vs. Raw 9. There's also THQ has reintroduced their excellent Create a Wrestler mode. They've renamed it the Create a Legend. When you create a legend, you automatically unlock the Legend Killer mode, which is a mode where there's 10 different tiers. In your first tier, you fight legends. Your second tier, you fight another group of legends, and it goes on and on. The difficulty progresses as you get to the 10th tier. The 10th tier, the first and 10th tier are open from the get-go. You have to unlock 2 through 9. The 10th tier is your superstar. You only unlock that when you import your SmackDown vs. Raw data, because it takes wrestlers from SmackDown vs. Raw. Another cool thing, even if you haven't unlocked all of your SmackDown vs. Raw 9 wrestlers, Taz, Boogeyman, what have you, when you import your data from SmackDown vs. Raw 9, they automatically become unlocked on Legends of WrestleMania. The graphical style on this game, it's a little on the cartoony side, which is to kind of paint the wrestlers in the larger-than-life atmosphere that they were presented in. Even Hunter Hearst Helmsley, pre-Triple H Hunter Hearst Helmsley, back when he was the Blue Blood, is very kind of comical looking. I really don't have any qualms with the game other than the uneven difficulty. Earlier matches are almost too simple. The way the game is broken up, your story mode is 3 different sections. There's relive, redefine, rewrite. Your relive matches are you play as the winner of the match. Certain conditions have to be met to finish the match properly. So in the case with the Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan, you have to body slam him. You have to win the beginning of the match test of strength. You have to obviously win the match, perform your finisher, whatnot. Redefine is a little different. You play as the winner of the match. However, instead of being a standard singles match, say it may be a ladder match, or a Hell in a Cell, or a cage match, or last man standing, depending on whatever is at work, whatever forces are at work in the game. Rewrite is where you play as the technical loser of the match. Some of them are winners by disqualification. You play as the loser of the match. You have to win the match and win under certain conditions. Like on almost all of them, you have to perform a reversal of a grapple. You have to do a heavy grapple. You have to do a taunt. You have to use your finisher, and you have to win the match. A lot of the actual match types are carried over from SmackDown vs. Raw 9, which is really cool. And I will finish my review in part 2. So I will see you then.